Hello, and welcome to our Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Chronicle Vancouver by Night Delve into Darkness. As a warning, this is a mature game and it explores some dark and troubling themes. These may include body horror, gore, violence, loss of character agency, gaslighting, mind control, and many others. Our players have discussed consent and boundaries, and we collectively avoid situations that may be triggering. They will always let me know if anything gets uncomfortable by using yellow and red cards in our private chat. I have already uploaded a list of things that everyone has on their yellow and red cards anonymously so that we can all try to avoid those particular topics. If you, as a viewer, ever feel uncomfortable or triggered, please pause and step away. Our streams are going to be available over there on YouTube after the game. So you can always come back to an episode when you feel ready, if you feel ready, or you can skip ahead to the next one. So it's time to thank some of our sponsors. First up is Mikhail Artoria of Artoria Designs, who makes these awesome dice boxes, which are, you can get them coffin, you can get them squares, there's like leather bits in the front you can roll dice on if you really need to. And the Instagram for Mikhail is going to be over there in the chat. And Martlet Games. Martlet Games is a collective of TTRPG veterans ready to work for you. From actual play production to tabletop game development, they're a one-stop shop for all your creative needs. Investing in the World of Darkness streaming community helps keep channels like this one online and thriving. And they greatly appreciate any love you can share with them on their Patreon or multimedia platforms. Also, Dogmite Games. Dogmite Games is the best gaming company you've never heard of. They combine craftsmanship with artistry to create truly unique pieces of functional art for your game. From dice boxes and rolling trays to fully sculpted Valhalla screens for GMs, each piece is created on-site in their workshop in Michigan by a devoted team of craftsmen. And I've got the Gangrel one. There we go. That's a little better. There we go. Gangrel, which is the best clan. And if you don't agree with that, you can be wrong in your wrongness. And there's another new sponsor that we've got, which is Adventure Dice. Roll for adventure with Adventure Dice. They're your Canadian source for dice, role-playing game accessories, and other tabletop gaming goodies. Many of the items on their site are handcrafted in beautiful British Columbia. That's right here. They're a husband and wife team who want to share their love for tabletop gaming with the world. Between the two of them, they've been playing RPGs for over 40 years. They love telling stories. They're dedicated to creating gaming spaces that are safe, accessible, and welcoming to everyone. So the link is going to be over there on the chat. They are working on the dice. I can't remember exactly what they're called. It's the thing where you open up one thing every day for like 21 days in Christmas.
Advent calendar.
Advent calendar. Yes, yeah. Dice Advent calendars. They're working on those. You can get some. I believe they still have some available. So if you want to get down on that, it makes a good present for somebody. If you know somebody who wants dice, you can hook them up with that. So it's time to get into the game. But first, we'll introduce our vampires. Starting off in regular position 1 is Abigail.
Hello, my name is Joanna. My pronouns are she, her, and I will be playing Abigail for you today. Her pronouns are also she, her, and she is a techie Tremere. I am so looking forward to this game today. I have missed all of you.
And over to Vincent. You're still
There we
muted.
go.
There we go.
There we go. Sorry about that. Hey, everybody. My name is Joe, better known as DJ Torador Nolofang on Twitter, and I'm playing the lovable, awesome, most cool, the best clan ever, Bruja, Baron of Surrey, Vincent. Last name redacted. We're so looking forward to having you guys back and seeing my face, and possible, hijinks will ensue. Thank you for having me.
Mordecai is unavailable at this particular moment due to Mike being elsewhere. So let's hop down to Prince Jude.
Hey, my name is Sara. I'll be playing Prince Jude Duncan of Clan Tremere. Still Prince as of right now. I just have a little tally mark of how long I survive as Prince. So it's going well. I feel like. And I hope to continue in this role. Thank you. She, her for the both of us.
Sounded like a political ad. Do you want people to vote for you for the next go around? Like, I'm enjoying being a senator. Vote for Jude. And last but certainly not least, over here is Duran Giovanni.
Happy time zone, folks. Welcome back. My name is Cliff. I am appearing tonight as Duran Giovanni. He, him for both of us. I too have missed you, but I am working on my aim, and we will have that corrected by the next game.
XP will need to be expended.
Dang.
So when last we saw the intrepid coterie, they were checking out a certain casino, and they were going back and forth as to whether or not to take it over, but apparently somebody else already has control of said casino. So they, there was a bit of a dispute. Chased somebody out of the casino. You can actually see that episode just over here on the YouTubes if you want. And there was maybe a little bit of tension between coterie members at the tail end of that episode. But tonight is a new night, so I'm going to get some rouse checks from everybody. Some rest checks, some rouse checks. Rouse, whatever, it's close enough. So 3 thumbs up. And I know that particular face quite well from...
We get to hear Winnie.
So, Abigail, when you waken, you hear, Abigail?
Yes, I will eat. I know, I'm hungry. I will eat.
Yeah, we just like we used to do in the war.
No, you didn't. It was all famine, no feast in the war. So I will eat. Have yourself a good night, Winston.
Yeah, it's pretty much the last you hear about that. So, from what I understand, due to having some conversations with the players beforehand, the coterie is headed to Trout Lake, from what I understand. Always have conversations with your players, figure out where they're going. So, how are you all getting there? Y'all hopping into one vehicle, going individually? Don't all rush hands. Yeah.
I think Jude is sticking to the buddy system here, so she's not gonna go alone. And if Abigail and Jude were at the Chantry, she might have just gone with Abigail, however that may be. I don't know how far Trout Lake is.
It's not incredibly far. Like you could
But
probably
a
get there.
vehicle's probably
Yeah, from the Chantry, you definitely need a vehicle to get there at
gotcha.
any point, like to quickly, basically. But yeah, it's not too far once you're in the vehicle. Is basically what I'm saying. So, Vincent and Duran, are you both going individually?
Oh, Duran's taking the Fiat.
Okay. Vincent?
Vince is taking a ride share.
All right. So let's just fast forward it a little bit and assume that everybody's going to be getting there around the same time. So Abigail and Jude pull up. Are we using the Baron or are we
I think an Uber.
Uber?
Yeah. Baron seems a bit too conspicuous since we're kind of just trying to check in on stuff. No
Yeah.
need to draw attention.
Yeah,
So-
and I think that given all of this, that Abigail would have packed a flashlight for herself and Jude because she knows that I don't think either of us have eyes of the beast or anything like that. So, or the ability to see in the dark.
All right. So you pull up, and after you get out of the ride share, Vincent would pull up in that particular ride share. And after, like, not too soon after that, before there's really any chance for any small talk, the Fiat would be pulling up with Duran.
Good evening, Mr. Giovanni.
Buonasera, familia mia. It is good to see all of you. This is a good place to start. Things are happening. I want to have this seen too.
Have either of you, and Abigail's pointing to Prince Jude and to Duran, have either of you heard from the changelings recently?
No. Last I remember is like they were getting out of the city. I don't know what happened. I haven't received any further contact, but I agree with Duran here. Like things are happening and it's good to check in here. Because you never know what we might potentially learn about all the situations at large. So I think this is a good place to
This is a
maybe
good
learn
place to
something
start
else.
because there was that strange hole that one of my
Right.
specters saw. And there are strange things happening with the what we call the veil, the curtain between the worlds. I returned to the a little late tonight because I returned to the casino. I was not there for very long. They have tightened security. I was unable to get in. I could not shadow walk in, and my race could not enter either. Well, not exactly. One got in. He is not in good shape and is not able to communicate this time.
Huh.
So
Well-
there is something going on in or around that area, and I want to see if it is echoing through whatever this black thing is over the lake.
Is it possible that the new owners have some sort of horrible wards up that we haven't been able to detect?
No. Not
Fair enough.
Perhaps I misspeak. Not that I'm aware of wards against shadow walking. I have not heard of such a thing, but it does not
Me
mean
neither.
the clan of Tremere has many interesting secrets of its own. Many people have rituals. Many of our families have sorceries. There could be something. I don't know at this point. All we can do is investigate and feel around the edges to see if we can determine if it is an elephant or a serpent in 4 trees.
Yes. Storyteller. So we all got out of our respective vehicles. Like, what exactly right now are we looking at, like in the landscape here?
It's pretty much from regular vision, it's the same thing that you've seen before. It's kind of like a small-ish lake in the middle of a park area. There doesn't really
Okay.
seem to be anything like super special about it. It's just seems like a body of water and kind of the not really middle of the downtown, but it's just sort of like there's development all around it type thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Any activity like people wise that I can
There's
see.
this probably late at night. It's probably getting close to around midnight ish, give or take.
Hmm.
After everybody has done all the things that they like wanted to do upon waking. It's there's maybe the odd person here or there. Like it's not super populated by any stretch of the imagination. It's like maybe 2-3 people. There's like the late night runner who's like everybody pretty much always sees in Vancouver along the seawall for some reason, but they're just running kind of around the lake from the looks of it.
Okay.
Nothing
cool.
seems like supernaturally amiss, is kind of what I'm saying.
Right. And I just want to know if there were actual people there still. So, we're masquerading as we should be. Oh, Vincent. So yeah, this is like one of the places that the changelings wanted us to check on. They have some connection with these places, and I kind of came to an agreement with the Baroness of the changelings, that they would kind of like, it was just another nice mutual agreement, as we've made several over the course of the past couple of weeks, months, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. So last time we were here, like Duran said, there was this big like swirling black thing above the lake, and we kind of didn't know what to make of it at the time. So we're, trying to see if anything's changed or if we can see anything else, basically.
I see.
Yeah. And with that, I would like to use Sense the Unseen right now.
I would like to do the same.
Yeah, one of those wit specs rolls for both of you.
Could I do it too?
Wits plus aspects, yeah.
Thanks.
That sounded like dice rolling in the other room. 2 successes for Vincent, 4 for Abigail, 4 for Jude. Okay, Vincent, let's start on the kind of lower end of the scale. You blink your eyes a few times. You open your senses to the supernatural that is around you. You see that the person that's running around the lake itself is... There's something off about them. You can't quite put your finger on it with 2 successes, but they seem quasi supernatural in origin. For Abigail and Jude, you can definitely tell that the person who's running around the lake is very much supernatural in origin, to the point that you can kind of see that it's almost like as they're running past, you see kind of it's almost like an after image of somebody like that is moving kind of within them. It seems like there's like kind of a ghostly shape that may be like kind of directing their movements.
I
Do
think
we get
Abigail...
an aura color? Sorry.
Yeah.
For the
I was gonna
aura
say, do we have-
color,
Yeah.
you can tell that this person's very anxious. And if you look out over kind of the lake itself, all 3 of you kind of see this to varying degrees. For Vincent, it's a little a little more blurry than what Abigail and Jude would see, but there's like kind of a shimmering kind of not super fast moving. It's not like a tornado, but it's kind of, you can definitely tell it's kind of shifting into a vortex type thing, and it looks kind of blue-ish, kind of a bluish white, like a really really light blue.
Jude, you see the same thing I do? That runner?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Baron, Duran, that runner over there, and Abigail's kind of whispering, that runner over there is, well, it looks like there's a ghost that's running like right beside him. It's almost like there's a double kind of running with him.
Okay.
That's not normal.
I'm gonna use Oblivion Sight.
Wits in Oblivion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's it's not a bad dice pool. I'll take it.
Not it's in Oblivion. Wits. There we go.
I'll take It's in Oblivion for 500, Alex.
This ashtray was formerly known as.
Don't say that. I'm scared again.
Hey, I'm not the one who wants to take down the spirit warding around your main base of operations.
7.
7 successes?
Yep.
You can see pretty much what everybody else kind of sees, but with 7 successes, you can definitely tell that this person is being possessed by a wraith. And they seem kind of jittery. Like, it doesn't seem like a regular possession. Like a regular possession, you wouldn't be able to see kind of the after image.
Mm-hmm.
But this doesn't seem like it's entirely tethered on to this person. And the vortex, you can see that when you look into the water itself, there is sort of like, it almost seems like black kind of electricity that is coming up, and it seems to be, you can't tell right away, but after a couple of minutes, you're going to realize that whatever that black electrical vortex thing is, it's spreading.
So that is indeed a spirit inside the runner, though the possession is not what it should be. I don't know why. We could approach them and attempt to find out if the spirit will talk through them. Otherwise, they may just not know what they're doing beyond running. The vortex is larger. It is definitely drawing.
There is actually one other thing I can try before if we decide to approach. So storyteller, I would like to scry the soul of this person. So I'm gonna give you the rouse check here. I passed. And then I'm rolling intelligence and aspects versus composure and subterfuge. Okay. I'm gonna spend a willpower. I really want to crit. Oh well. Okay. I got 4. I can't hear you.
What a coincidence. So did they.
So how does that work then? Because my questions are on the margin of success.
Yeah. You can't quite, like, you get a bit more of a clearer image of them. Like, it's definitely what Duran has been describing, but you just can't quite like it. Maybe it's the shifting kind of in and out of the body that you're looking at, but you can't quite like focus in on it. Basically,
And so Jude kind of like mutters some kind of curse under her breath. She's like, fuck. I tried, but I can't see anything else. I tried to look a little bit deeper, but it's just shifting in a way that I can't focus on. It's super irritating, but that was my last piece of info gathering on that particular person. Now, storyteller, the person that's running, they're running around the lake. Like, does it look like weird, like not typical, like in the physical sense, like, or it's just regular jogging?
like looking at them without any
Yeah,
supernatural heightened
without
senses,
anything.
it just looks like they're kind of like running, like they, they have like the sweat under the arms and stuff, and it looks like they're sweating, and it looks like they're just regularly running. But
Okay.
when you look at them with supernatural senses, that's when everything looks off.
And you said, storyteller, that we would know him from one of the people that regularly run around like the seawall. I'm assuming that, given that Abigail, her haven is basically on False Creek, on that north side of False Creek, that she probably would have seen this guy if he's like regularly running by.
You wouldn't,
or is he normally at night?
You wouldn't know them per se, but the kind of combination of the headband and like the running gear, you would definitely kind of like, I've seen this particular person around. You've never really interacted with them because I don't know if Abigail's much of a runner.
Bikes, yes. Running, not so much.
Yeah, you would have seen them around. Like, seawall sometimes is like the quickest way of getting around kind of the downtown area on bike. So
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave it at that, because if I don't know any more, then approaching is dangerous.
So should we try to approach?
I mean, we could ask him what he's doing so far away from the seawall.
I mean, I could always play Lost Tourist. I'll play up my Wisco accent, and there you have it.
Work. That could definitely
Just
work.
a thought. And then if things go sideways, I can just, use the old powers of the blood and be all right.
Punch him in the head.
No.
Well, we could, but
I'm having an open mind. I don't want to necessarily treat this thing as a hostile target. They could be trapped in some kind of situation with a ghost that we don't know about. So I'd like to.
A suggestion. You don't have to. But I've seen you punch.
Yeah.
So five successes on the binding fetter. Is there anything about this runner or anything on the runner that has connected him to the spirit?
There is nothing.
Excellent. So it's all coming from the spirit side. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know. Perfect.
Okay, so if you guys are cool, you can just kind of watch my back and I'll go up unless somebody wants to come with me, but I think I can do it.
Well, why don't we all come? I mean, I don't sound like I'm from around here, and
oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, you can play tourist, and we can all play, I guess, tourist.
Well. Yeah, we all got something to that we can lean on, I think, in this situation. So, Jude will head toward the person running around. Sorry, Vincent.
Yeah, I can kind of help you a little bit. I got a bit of a Saskatchewan thing that helps.
Yeah, I mean, helps.
Go for it. Go for
Mr. Duran, do you think this is a good plan?
I have no plan. So see, this is while you do this, I am going to go over and check this thing from right on the side of the pond. I have
Are you
two things I wish to try.
Are you sure you
Yeah.
want to do that alone, though? What if you
Oh,
get sucked in
see.
or something?
I would rather that if something blows up, I take the brunt and not all of us.
That's very noble of you.
I'm
But
built.
we
I'm
wouldn't
built.
want to leave you in a.
See,
we wouldn't
I,
want to leave you in
I,
a
under, I
non-safe
understand,
position.
but I'm built to take the brunt.
All right. Well, if
Yeah,
as long
he's
as you're
got it.
okay. All right.
Grazie. Yes, it is appreciated, but see, I would not want people getting too close while I try this, just in case. I have a feeling it's going to hurt. Or it might do nothing at all. I don't know.
Is there anybody that we should call for backup, Mr. Duran, just in case it does go wrong?
Oh, no, not that I can think of. But thank you for the. Well, you see, let Resica know.
Will do.
From the sandwich. What's her name? Why am I suddenly having a hard time?
Gretchen.
Gretchen.
See, Gretchen knows how to get in touch with her.
It's been a few weeks since we last
Yeah, for
recorded.
real. Okay. Yeah. You got this.
See.
And Jude's gonna, close the distance between me and this person.
Abigail's going to follow shortly
Okay.
behind.
And Vincent also going?
Right over there.
Okay. All right. So the person runs around the lake. They're you time it fairly well that you can kind of get to near the edge of the lake as they are kind of coming around that side once again.
Okay. So Jude's just going to kind of like jog up next to them and kind of just like tap them on the shoulder. And just be like, "Oh, hey. I came from the bar, go Pax, and I'm just so lost, it's so dark. Like I can't find my way, don't you know?"
They stop running and they kind of look at you like, "You can't help me." And then it looks like they're about to start jogging away again.
No, wait. Like, maybe I can. You don't know me.
Do you know anything about the spirit realm?
I may
We
know
know-
a thing or two.
Why don't you slow down and maybe we can help you and maybe you can help us? Because,
Hey there, friend.
we're a little bit lost.
Are you
My name's
trying?
Terry. Came out of Regina. I know a little bit of old spirit hoodoo doo-doo thing because I do tarot cards every now and then. So, hey, what's going on?
I don't think that'll help.
We got other ways though. So, just have a talk with me, won't ya?
Right. Do you know how I can get in there? And they kind of
and
point
Jude-
towards the lake.
The miasma.
Yeah.
Well, why would you want to go in there?
It's just a place I want to be right now.
Why is that?
Because I don't know. I just want to.
But you feel
Be in
feel
there.
drawn to it in some way.
Yeah.
And what were you doing before your run today?
Well, there was something else that This is really hard to explain. There is something else that is kind of like this, but it pushes things like me away from it.
Things like you? What do you mean, things like you? Joggers?
No.
Please specify.
You're, how can I put this? Not necessarily of this area.
Well, no, we're tourists.
That's not at all what I mean.
Well, can you clarify what you mean?
I don't know if you're the blood drinking type or you're the turning into a weird
All right.
giant
Abigail is
creature
going to
thing.
Abigail is going to step away a few steps, and is the assumption that Duran has his headset on, or his earpiece, I should say, correct? Abigail's just going to say into the earpiece, Duran, maybe we can deal with that later. I think we might need you over here if you haven't started in on any sort of things yet. It's best that you get over here.
In the interim, what was Duran doing?
So, how far up above the surface of the lake is this vortex?
The vortex kind of seems like it's emanating from the bottom of the lake.
Oh, from the bottom of the lake. Okay.
Yeah.
So how far down are we talking? About 15, 20 feet,
Give or take.
give or take? Excellent. So with a rouse, which I passed, I'm going to shadow cast, and I can get up to 30 feet with my shadow. So I'm going to basically send my shadow to go touch it.
What precisely, for the viewers at home, is your shadow?
It's basically just kind of my shadow looks like me. So, on a well moonlit night or with street lights or whatever, you still cast a shadow. So
Yep.
the shadow would still be connected to my feet. It would just kind of stretch into the water, and it would almost look like my shadow is elongating down,
Okay.
and the arms are stretching, and yes, indeed, with the hat and the sharp kind of shoulders of the suit, right out of the 80s.
So
the shadow would reach down and just flow along the bottom of the lake until it reaches the side of the vortex, if it gets that far.
And you touch your shadow touches the vortex.
Yes.
And you feel extremely cold.
Is this abyss kind of cold, like I've discovered when shadow stepping?
This is worse than the abyss cold. This is like.
Is this the kind of cold I ran into at a certain casino when I tried to shadow step in?
Kind of.
Kind of.
But you almost double over from just the sheer like shock of it. As you look down though, you don't actually have a shadow anymore.
Okay, so the timing's about right. When Abigail turned towards the lakeside and asked, you'd see Duran pretty much getting up off the ground.
Yep.
And brushing off his slacks, and then take about a half dozen steps back, stop, and take a look to see, do I still have a shadow of any sort? Naturally,
you do not.
Cast. Okay, well, this is freaking interesting. Okay. This one doesn't cost me anything. I'm going to try to activate Oblivion Sight again.
As you activate the Oblivion Sight, your eyes go jet black and you blink a few times, and when you look at the vortex, you saw that there was like kind of the black electricity near the bottom of it, The black electricity is now containing your shadow. Your shadow seems to be trying to get out of it. But it seems to be growing. This is actually noticeable that it's kind of growing a little bit bigger now with the electricity.
The vortex is growing bigger, or my shadow is growing bigger.
The electricity itself, it seems to be kind of. When you initially saw it, it seemed like a little thing down at the bottom, like with the 7 successes, you were able to notice it, but everybody else with 4 probably didn't notice it. But you can definitely see it's becoming more pronounced.
Porco deal. Okay, I'm going to just kind of turn and see Senora Abigail. I will be there in a moment. If the lake erupts behind me, just kind of wave. I'll duck. I don't know.
What did you do, Mr.?
I will tell you when I get there.
Tell me, yes.
And then I will stroll across the nice moonlit sward and join them by the strange person.
Okay. Yeah, you're easily able to do that. There doesn't seem to be anything necessarily odd, but yeah, it's a little disconcerting that you don't actually have a shadow right now.
Yeah.
While and Jude's addressing the person, can I have your name?
Yeah, you know what? I can't remember. That's weird. I just want to go there. And they're pointing once again over to the vortex.
Yeah, it's easy. Lots of things can make you forget, hun. But luckily we do have a subject matter expert here with us tonight on the spirit realm, as you said. So maybe you can describe some of it to him, and he can help you out.
This just went from the prince of the city of the vampires and her coterie investigating something to a
it's a Shorzy episode.
Weird paranormal, oh yeah, we'll get an interview with the guy who saw the Sasquatch over here, right?
Listen, I haven't had to get any disguise hijinks, okay? So I'm getting my fix now with this.
You've heard of the Beachcombers? We're now the Abyss Combers.
The Abyss Combers? Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Man, I need that on a t-shirt.
Mr. Duran, may we present him?
See,
the jogger.
Craig. That's it, Craig.
Oh, you do have a name.
Well, I do.
Good to know.
I don't know what this guy's name is.
I was going to call you Rex because you reminded me of my Great Dane back home named Rex Emilius.
He blinks like a lot.
See, so you have you're running the whole show in there. See.
Kind of. It's really hard to, and you can see, I believe your Oblivion site is still up, and everybody else's Sense the Unseen is still active. You can see him when he kind of shifts his shoulders back and forth. You can see that there's a kind of a wraithly image that moves first, and then the body does, and then he's like, well, it's just kind of, I don't know. I think I should probably hop out and then try again, see if I, get my...
Where were you before you were in there, Craig?
Well, I was up in North Van.
See?
And I was telling...
in a club, on the street, sitting at home watching TV.
It's really hard to watch TV through the thing. It's kind of weird.
See, so you were incorporeal in North Vancouver.
Sure, that sounds right.
Have you been incorporeal long?
A couple years.
and you suddenly just had the urge to come down here and go for a jog?
Well, like I was telling your paranormal investigating friends here, uh, there's something up there that kind of made me not want to be there, and there's something here that makes me want to go into it.
See, that would be the thing in the lake. Now, from what I understand, going into the lake, you may not be, it may be the last step, or it may be the next step onto who knows what. Nobody has come back to tell us.
Right. So, doesn't I still kind of want to go in there?
See, I can understand kind of wanting to go in there. I can also understand I've kind of wanted a cigarette for I don't know how many years now, and I don't.
Yeah, but
Now, do you feel a draw to anything else? Anything that was important when you were corporeal? A watch, a ring, a person, a place, a piece of jewelry,
not really.
a little bit of artwork?
No.
Hmm.
No.
So where were you in North Van that you really didn't want to be?
Well, there was this. It's really hard to explain.
You can use interpretive dance if you want. I just don't guarantee I will be able to understand what you're saying. But words are the best that you can.
Luckily, I minored in contemporary dance, so
Right.
Abigail whispers under her breath, "You wouldn't know it by the dance floor."
Bam.
oh my god.
And then suddenly Duran feels
Damn.
that chill again, and so does Vincent.
Oh, I love
Abigail says this
I love
low
Shady
enough.
Abigail. Shady Abigail for life. Okay.
I didn't know that Abigail was learning obdenabration, really. So, way to disrupt everything, Joe. Thanks. So the the person they're like, well, you see, I was at this place. I don't know. It's kind of hazy, and then there were some things that came in that are like you guys, and then I ended up I guess not alive anymore.
Bueno, okay. I'm following. See,
I don't know. I'm getting like a basement of a restaurant type thing.
and that was a few years ago.
No, was it? Maybe it was
Well,
sooner.
you had mentioned being non-corporeal for a few years.
I don't know. Everything's hazy.
It,
Could have been a few years. Could have been maybe less.
the trauma can kind of, as they say, professionally mess you up.
Yeah.
So kind of the basement. What do you do in the basement of a restaurant? Was it an after-hours club sort of thing? Most people are in the main floor of a restaurant having a meal,
No.
unless you worked at the restaurant.
Well, there's I don't know. It kind of seemed like there's a research thing, maybe. I don't know. There was somebody there that was tied up. Maybe dental work. No, that doesn't seem right.
I see. I know where you have come from, Craig.
Okay.
And it was not several years ago. It was actually not that long ago. But I completely understand the trauma and what has gone on.
Okay.
And now you're here.
Yeah.
Now, the in between becoming incorporeal in that place, the basement of that restaurant,
Sure.
and the being here, something, was it in that space that decided you had to go down here, or was there some place nearby that you mentioned that up there you don't want to be there? There's a thing pushing you away.
Well, it's not necessarily that. No, it wasn't at the place where I was. I think it was a little further north.
Bueno.
Is that north of here? Because it's in that direction.
See,
They
see,
point
it's in-
up, basically, kind of towards northish Van.
See. Now, given that you want to be in the lake, what has brought you to go jogging?
Well, okay. See, there was this nutsack, and he points at himself.
See,
That they were like, I don't know, they were just like wandering by in their car or something. So I kind of, hopped in for a ride, I guess.
as one does.
Yeah. And then like, I don't know, I was going away from there, and then I ended up kind of in this area. You go over the bridge, Lions Gate Bridge or whatever, and then you pop up over here, and then like, I don't know, it was just like kind of a draw, but
See,
pushing away from that.
I'm thinking if you really wanted to go in there, you would just leave this poor, what did you call him, Senior Nutsack, and go into the lake.
That's a good idea. Fuck, why didn't I think of that?
We can't all think of everything. I've had ideas tonight. Not all of them have been good.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to try that. But first, this guy has really bad taste in music, so he kind of deserves this. And he punches himself in the face.
No, you're not supposed to do that.
Listen, you gotta have some respect here.
He's been kind enough to
With that taste
carry
in music,
your. Okay, what
What
was
is
he
the
listening
band?
to?
Yeah, I need to know now.
I was like, fucking. He has like Sandstorm by Darude on repeat.
I don't know. I actually prefer ska more myself, but yeah,
Right?
yeah, pretty good.
I mean, that song was a hit though. A lot of people liked it.
Yeah, but on repeat? Like, get some variety.
Okay, so there's this thing about BPM. So he jogs, right? I've seen him jogging around the area of Stanley Park, the seawall, all that stuff. So he probably has the BPM set so that he has a good pace going when he's running, and Abigail's just like trails off and it's like thinking about this way too hard.
See, so Craig, when you leave this poor Senior Nutsack, walk with me to the lake. I would like to observe your entry into this portal.
Right.
You see, is it smooth? Is it easy? Do you have to knock? Is there a gatekeeper? So many questions I have.
One of you is probably going to have to deal with this guy.
I think we can take care of him.
Yeah, because chances are he won't remember what's going on here.
That is not a bad thing.
And then you see him kind of step back. I think everybody still has their supernatural senses on. So he kind of steps back, and you can see like kind of the wraithly image of somebody who is wearing kind of a lab coat, and they've got.
Is he kind of a familiar figure from a little while ago? Restaurant,
Give
kind
me
of might have been
a.
at.
Let's go with an intelligence and awareness or investigation.
Can I roll
But-
that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crap all in investigation. I'll take awareness.
Oh wow, I get to use my investigation finally. Yeah. I've been waiting for this. I dumped so many points in there. I didn't
Soon-
realize it until just now.
Sooner or later, we would have gotten around to it. I'm assuming.
I wouldn't know this person, so I just work here.
That's where Vincent goes, wait, I know this guy.
That would actually be interesting. I mean, Vincent might have run into him at some
Yeah, I
point.
mean, who knows? We don't know
I
what
might
Vincent
have-
was doing.
You know what? For the hell of it, let's see.
I
Four
got
know what?
successes.
Last time I
Yeah,
saw
so did I,
him,
4.
he had a big foofy wig on, and he was strutting it nice.
Yeah, he was probably a regular at Calgary
Wits and
night.
investigation.
Yeah. He's a Calgary night
0.
regular. This guy. No.
Oh
You-
wow.
damn.
Narratively though, chef kiss.
Yes, just perfect.
So what did everybody else get for successes?
4.
4, and 4. 4 for everybody. All right. He kind of looks familiar. Last time you saw him, he was kind of dead, though.
Yeah, that's him.
So, yeah, I'm just going to go into that. And you're, at this point, Duran is the only one that can hear him because the person that he basically stepped out of is just kind of like, ow, what the? Ah.
Oh, you took a big fall there, buddy.
Oh, really? What? How did
Yeah.
How did I get down here? Where is here?
You're at Trout Lake.
How did I get to Trout Lake?
You tell us.
Where are you from, buddy?
Like North Van.
Oh, my name's Terry, and I'm from Saskatchewan. Well, a little bit of Regina, but yeah.
Right.
You fell down and took a real tumble, and you ended up here.
And he like fishes into his pocket for his cell phone, and he's like, why am I running at midnight? What is? Doesn't make any sense. He's like checking messages and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I gotta go. Did I drive here?
I think so. I mean, aren't those your car keys? Abigail's like points to pocket.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Where's the parking lot from here?
Abigail points.
In whatever
Wherever the-
direction. Yeah. Then he just wanders off, muttering about
And does
how he hurt himself, apparently falling.
with the supernatural senses, like what does this guy look like now?
The guy who just muttered and wandered off.
Yeah.
He looks
Yeah.
completely normal.
Okay.
Like normal
So,
aura, normal.
typical. Okay.
Yeah. Everything that
Cool.
is supernatural
Just
seems to
checking.
have left.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just going to go into the water then.
See. As soon as he left Senor Nutsack, Duran would have turned away so that he, his eyes with Oblivion Sight are kind of weird looking.
Yeah. There's that kind of
So,
masquerade
would have,
breachy.
would have turned away and just kind of strolled towards the lake alongside Craig.
Well, yeah, thanks for this idea. Nice meeting you and all that. And he like starts to walk into the water, like it's almost as if because you've done this a fair bit. You know, like people have walked into the water with corporeal bodies. There's like a certain kind of resistance once you get past a certain point that kind of slows you down. But there doesn't seem to be that particular resistance to his wraithly body. And you can definitely tell that his brain isn't quite processing this because his brain is thinking, I push my foot forward, there's going to be resistance. But there isn't any, and it's kind of weirding him out a little bit. Like, okay, this is weird. Yeah, and he just keeps walking. A little closer to the thing. And then he reaches out. You can definitely see there's a lot of hesitation when he's doing it. He reaches out to go to touch it. And then he just disappears.
Is the little bits of black lightning still down there? Are they more active after he disappears?
Seem to be expanding.
Okay. Is my shadow still down there?
Yes.
I do have one grenade left, but I am loath to use it.
Plus, you're not even sure if the grenade would work against these.
Well, exactly. I mean, I know it'll work against Puttanescus, so I'm kind of holding on to it for the moment. Yeah,
It's a toughie. So what is everybody else doing now that Duran has kind of not necessarily wandered too far from where you were, because the wraith particular person wandered into the lake fairly close by?
I was just seeing if there's any way I could see or know anything else, but I don't think I have anything. Oh, so sorry. Craig has been completely absorbed. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Craig disappeared when touching the vortex.
So just a quick browse check, which I passed. I was talking to my sire. 6 successes on where the shroud thins to feel how thick or thin the shroud is in this area.
The shroud here seems ridiculously thin. Like, you've been in places where there's been a lot of kind of back and forth activity, and that kind of erodes the veil a little bit, and then you're like, the shroud here is like this is the thinnest you've ever felt it actually being.
I had a character question.
Sure.
Cliff, didn't you check? Well, actually, for Cliff, didn't you check the shroud last time you were here as well, or the veil?
I don't
for
remember.
Comparison.
I might have. Yeah, I might have.
This seems thinner than it even was then.
Okay, yeah, because as I remember back then, it was thin but normalish kind of thing.
This seems like where the shroud probably would be about a 3 at its weakest point. This seems like it's about a 2 if I had to put a D10 rating on it, or a number of successes that you would need to do stuff.
Bueno. Woohoo! Extra bonus dice for doing anything Oblivion-like. So
are we okay?
Senor Craig is gone. My shadow is currently rather stuck down there, and I'm not sure what to do about that.
Oh, shit.
For everybody checking Duran does in fact not cast a shadow like everybody else right now.
This.
That's
boy.
It concerns
not good.
me a little.
I'd
See,
say it's concerning. Yeah.
it
I
does
don't-
not.
Vincent
It
won't
does
say a
not
word.
seem to be impactive of my abilities because I can still see with the eyes of oblivion, and I can still. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, except it does disturb me a little bit. See. Now,
This is all getting very weird.
it's about to get a little weirder with my next suggestion.
Go for it.
We are potentially dealing with a level of threat from the other side, the Wraith lands, the spirit world, whatever you would like to call it, that is beyond my capability to even really explore. I have thoughts, but no answers. Venice right now is going to be no help. This independent alliance, as they are tagging themselves, is causing a large amount of, let us call it, attention debt in the world right now. So it's very much every Giovanni for him or herself, or itself. There are some. There is one who owes us that we could have perhaps a speak with. I'm not exactly sure how to summon him, but I can find him.
And who would that be?
He's big and scary. We met him the first time. We really did an operation together as a coterie. He is known for hanging out in a piece of ornamental artwork that you can put on your coffee table and butt your cigarettes in. See. He owes us.
Vincent, Baron Vincent, have you, I'm assuming that in your travels you've heard, children's fairy tales of Samuel Haight?
Would I storyteller? I didn't hear anything you said.
Probably not.
Well, and Abigail points to Turan. Mr. Turan, do you want to fill in, Baron, from your perspective as a Giovanni, what exactly this thing is?
We're not entirely sure. It is a wraith, but it is a wraith that has been melded into an ashtray, an article. If one has the talents to do this, one can do it. Usually they are turned into coins, but they can be turned into other things from time to time. The interesting thing about this is that through this ashtray, he is powerful enough to take over other supernaturals, and not only to do so in the real world, but when they expire, he can drag them into the nether worlds and continue with the possession as far as we're able to ascertain. He currently is possessing the wraith of a dead shape changer, a large nasty one with big claws and missing chunks of a leg. Stories, there are children's fables of neonates are told to wear him. He is a boogeyman. It has been said that he is a changer, a wielder of magics, a ghoul or a kindred, that he has been everything. I do not put much credence in this, but he is, whatever he is, unique and powerful.
I just thought when you gave that description, he's like a supernatural turducken.
See,
Vincent will turn and look at you and just kind of turn his head to the side.
see.
I'm just saying, because it's right. It's like supernatural on supernatural, like it's like continuously.
Turducken.
I would have actually gone with kind of more of a Christmas cracker, because you have the shiny outside and then you've got the cardboard within, and then within that you've got that fancy crown, and then tucked into that is the joke, and then wrapped up into that is some kind of a weird little surprise.
That's probably better because there's more.
Nobody wants.
You've never heard of a turducken?
Abigail pulls out her phone and says, definition, turducken. And then the
Okay, show the
definition comes up
image.
and she's like, why?
It's
Why would we
I'm
want some-
assuming it's some heinous American thing, okay? I've never had one. I just know it's a thing.
I know
It
the
is-
mortals usually like it on some holidays.
It is obviously a recent thing because it is there was no such thing when I was alive.
Oh no, I mean,
Nor
this
was
is
it
like
for me.
luxury, kind of, because it's like meat on meat on meat. So not exactly a cheap thing. Okay, I don't want to get into in the weeds in
I
this.
don't know that
Analogy.
meat on meat has ever been a cheap thing.
No, it's not. I mean, okay, right.
It's fine. Honestly,
It's fine. Yeah.
it's a horrible abomination or something, I guess, is what we're trying to say, Baron. So I don't know if you have any means of working with these sorts of beings that I know I don't. I mean, the only one that I know that has any sort of power over these sorts of things is our friend Duran here.
But I think consulting with Mr. Hate on all this is going on, I think it's a great idea actually, because if anyone I feel like might have even an iota of insight,
See,
it might be him.
And-
so I think it's a good idea.
and that he owes us might keep us alive.
Exactly. Time to cash in.
See, not something I would say we should jump into doing tonight or this minute. We have enough other things to do, and this is a war, which means setting plans and taking actions, not jumping into everything in one go. We still have the Coffin Club to do tomorrow night to find out about what the heck is going on there. We really should.
So are we thinking then that this particular issue here with your with the Wraith lands and things like that, this is having to do with your family having formed that alliance then?
Maybe.
Hmm.
Maybe. And it is entirely possible that this thing here is related to the changelings, which is why they want us to watch it. Or it might be related to the Alliance. We've heard about the Alliance recently. That is not to say it has not been growing in the shadows for some time.
All right.
All
Well.
right. So we'll put a pin in the Samuel Haight consultation.
See, I will add it to the list of things to do.
Yeah. So should we head to another location?
Barone Vincenzo, I look forward to you meeting Signor Haight. He is a interesting apparition. See, we'll go with that.
Guess I'll take your word for it. I don't really talk to many of the Clan of Death often. The ones I have, it's been a while. Some of them I haven't saw in a while, but
Yeah, it'll definitely be different than anything else I think you've experienced. Pretty unique and novel in that way. Okay, so we kind of have our evaluation of this right now.
See, I think so. We need to consider this. Beyond bringing in a backhoe and seeing what happens when I dig up the lake, I cannot think of what to do. I am not of mind to ruin my suit by stepping into the water and going to touch things physically. I am not going to go down there to try to wrestle my shadow back.
I mean, I can consult. I mean, Prince Jude, if you wish to as well. I mean, we can consult some books later on tonight in the chantry and see what we can come up with these type of phenomena. But I don't know that will be much help to you, unfortunately, Duran, because this is entirely in your ballpark.
I understand that. And storyteller, are there any humans about? while we've been kind of strolling back towards the cars, chatting about this stuff?
At midnight ish, probably around 1 in the morning, give or take, right
Yeah.
about now. There's,
I'm going to look around to see if there's anyone close enough that if I did something a little breachy, I would feel really bad.
there's a couple nearby, but they're definitely not paying attention to you.
Okay. Street lights, wonderful things, because right by the cars, there'll be some very, very deep shadow. I'm going to shadow step to see what happens.
All right.
Step into one of the shadows. I'm going to rouse in. Ha ha! I get to finally talk to my sire.
Duran,
Not now, Padre. I am doing something important.
what did you do to your shadow?
And then stepping into the shadow. So now we will continue the conversation on the other side. Stepping into the shadow. Do I successfully step into the abyss?
You do not.
So I step into the shadow and I'm still there.
Yeah.
I kind of look at the ground and go, are you seeing what I'm seeing, Padre?
That's not normal.
Talking with you is not. But
I mean,
see, this
you
is
can-
not normal.
You can figure out your problems with your id later, I'm assuming, but that doesn't seem right. You should eat someone.
I will add that to the list. Grazie. Wisest thing you've said in weeks. And then I'm going to turn and look at the group and go, I just tried to step into the abyss. The shroud here is thin. That's the Wraith Lance, a little different, but there is none.
Yeah, that doesn't seem good.
Okay.
No.
You know
I
what?
thought you
Let's
were
get.
about to break dance.
This is giving even me, and I can deal with creepy crawlies and other things like that. This is even giving me the creeps. So
See.
maybe we should, I don't know, go to the next location, the fairgrounds, and see if there's something similar. If there is, then this is probably having to do with the changelings. But if not, then maybe it's not a changeling thing.
Possibly. Possibly.
Sure.
So are you all headed out towards the next location?
Yes,
yeah,
indeed.
can we fit in the
Yeah, we can all
Fiat?
fit in the Fiat.
Let's do
Jude
it.
kind of squishes a
I'm
little bit, but
I'm squished, but that's okay. I'm used to it.
Shotgun.
Ah, I always forget.
Slightly less squish than usual because Mordecai isn't here to
True.
cramp up the back seat. So as everyone's heading out to the next location, this is a good time to take a bit of a break. So come on back in about 5 to 7 minutes, everybody, and yeah, we will see what the Kindred get up to when we return. Welcome back, everybody. That break was brought to you by our merch shop. Go buy stuff. For everything you buy, at least 20% goes to the Trevor Project. So, everyone was headed to. Where was it again? Peony.
Fishing
Peony
Park.
Fairgrounds.
All right. So, the trip over there is fairly regular. There's not much traffic at 1 in the morning in downtown Vancouver. So yeah, you pull up. It's the Peony Fairgrounds. There's still some carnival rides that are there. It's getting to be about that time of year where everything's kind of getting shut down. And there's kind of like a park area, a green patch that is around there. And the Fiat pulls up into the parking. What is everyone doing?
I mean, the first thing I do upon exiting the vehicle is I'd like to reactivate Sense the Unseen for sure.
I'm
There
going to stretch.
There doesn't seem to be anything amiss.
Okay, so nothing seen there?
Everything seems normal.
Okay.
Are there people?
Not here, no. There doesn't seem to be anybody.
Okay.
Abandoned carnival rides in the dark. I don't like that. I don't like it.
So roused for where the shroud fins and got 6 successes, 2 crits.
The shroud seems kind of average here. Kind of on the thinnish side. On a scale from 1 to 10, let's say it's about a 4.
Okay, so not horrible. It appears that the veil between the worlds here is about where it should be, give or take a little bit. Maybe a little worn around the edges, but
That's a relief.
see, but at the same time, it does not necessarily, well, it means that whatever it is that the changelings find valuable in these 3 locations, it is not tied to them.
True.
Likely.
And now the relief is gone.
Well,
Being able to cross one group off the list is still getting us closer to the answers. Maybe.
Well, shall we proceed then?
Of course.
See, a little bit of soodle, stroll around, a
yeah.
meander.
Yep.
So you,
Is there
Go
a
ahead.
popcorn stand here?
There is a popcorn stand here, yes.
Does it have popcorn?
Not at the moment, no. Like it probably has like the larger bags of popcorn, but those would all have been kind of closed up inside just to make sure that nobody comes along and steals the popcorn.
Never mind.
I mean, you could break in if you wanted to.
So I'm assuming we're going to the pond. Was that where we were last time? Because it
Is
was
there
all
a
bodies of
pond here?
water. Yeah, there is a pond. There is the sanctuary pond. It is called. I think
Yeah, 'cause
that's
I
where we
think-
were last time.
I think
And
when we
which
originally kind
fairgrounds?
of got this mission, I was like, oh, all these places have water features.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
Still don't know what that means, but maybe nothing. Maybe just a coincidence. I don't know.
There's no
Okay,
such thing
so-
as coincidence. Only the inevitable.
So, you come basically from where the parking is. Hello, Cat. There's kind of the Peony Forum Sanctuary Pond, which you were at before. Just beyond that, there's kind of the amusement park / Fright Nights, which does look like it's being prepared. It looks like it's transitioning from the regular fairground type stuff to the actual like spooky stuff for the holiday season. And as you're walking by one of the kind of concession stands, basically a head kind of sticks out from it. It doesn't seem to be that it's something that they would have done by their lonesome. Like it kind of looks like somebody just pushed somebody else's head through a door. And they're like, and then they get pulled back.
What was
What the fuck
that?
was that?
I think there's a little altercation going on inside of that building.
Eh,
Right. Thing.
Oh, a fight.
Shall we investigate or avoid?
Vincent's going to the door and going to open it.
When have we ever not stuck our noses in?
I mean, there's a first time for everything.
He's gonna.
Tonight
Knock,
is not
knock.
that night.
Just a reminder to everybody, unmute on Google Meet. And sorry, Vincent, you were going to.
Oh, my bad. He's just gonna go to the door and like knock, knock, and open the door.
The door basically, it's a little tricky to open because the person who's got their head stuffed through it kind of wowed it outward kind of a little bit in the center area.
Okay.
So when you're kind of pulling it, it's kind of dragging against the ground, and you can hear like the kind of.
That's fine.
And you go inside, and it's almost like the stable area of like wherever they would have like show horses, that sort of thing. And you can see Bo and Rico. He has somebody gripped, and they're up against the wall. He's like, "Don't ever let me see you doing anything like that again." Oh yeah. No problem. Sorry, my bad. Whoops. And he like slowly puts them down on the ground. Now, go. And then they run off.
Hello, Sheriff.
Taking
Have we
care of
caught you up
business,
at-
Sheriff?
Have we caught you at a bad time?
No, it's not a bad time. What can I do?
We're
What-
just making some rounds. Has anything unusual been happening? Like what's going on with that individual there that you just
Just a minor
chastised?
let's say domain dispute.
Mm. Okay. Sure. Anything else weird happening tonight here that you've seen?
Not that I've seen. Why? What's going on?
Like I said, we're just making the rounds, make sure no shit is popping off somewhere that we're needed, basically. So this was just on the list.
All right. Wait, wasn't this? You were here before for something weird, weren't you?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that was
Out of character. I don't remember how much
I
it
don't re-
goes.
Yes, exactly. I don't
literally
remember.
can't remember. And I'm like, should I say it or not? Because I don't fucking remember.
At this point,
Damn it.
he may even be playing dumb so that you reveal more information than he had before.
Exactly that too. So that's why I'm trying to be like, I don't have to say shit. I'm the prince. I do what I want.
Well, is there any benefit to us not telling, like, sheriff? Because I mean, he is a sheriff.
He'll get all his, you know, he'll get all twisted up about some other supernatural shit. He's grumpy. You never know what's gonna set this dude off.
That's fair. But if we lie to him, that's going to set him off even more.
It's the balance of kindred society.
God damn it.
I've got no dog in this fight. I'm just here.
Oh, no, you do. You definitely have a dog in this fight.
Now you do. Welcome to the coterie. Okay.
Signorico, what your prince is working through, because things have been chaotic lately, is we are wondering what you have heard about this little independent alliance of certain members of the ministry and certain other members of the Hecata, or should I say ex-members, who've been moving in on several cities and might be looking at our city currently.
Well, what I can tell you is I don't like it.
We can agree there, completely and wholeheartedly.
Indeed we can.
We got enough shit flying around with anarchs and Sabat.
See. So have you run
I'm
into any of these independent alliance kindred, or heard anything about them, or are they causing issues that you have had to look into?
I've been hearing rumors, but the snakes are kind of snaky.
See?
And if there's one thing the Hecata know how to do, it's move a body. So haven't heard of any of them being in the city yet.
Unfortunately, this independent alliance is indeed in the city. They are causing some consternation to your prince.
And we're back.
So, oh no, you, Chef.
Well, if it's causing problems for the prince, I can generally just make it go away.
You would think.
Well, Chef, have you seen anything unusual of the supernatural type? I mean, other than us kindred, given that the former Hakata have now started an alliance, one can only assume that, with all due respect, Mr. Duran, that supernatural things will follow. Have you seen anything unusual?
I got enough on my plate dealing with vampires.
Fair enough. Well, should we all take a walk then and look around for ourselves? Abigail just looks pointedly at Jude, at Prince Jude, like, you know, kind of, what are we doing here? What are we going to be able to do with him around here?
Yeah. We're just going to take a quick look around and then we'll be on our way. So carry on.
All right, if you need any help, let me know.
Sorry, the chat got me. We'll let you know, and just, you know, keep your eye out.
Fair enough.
And Jude will exit. and start walking.
Is
with,
everyone else exiting?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
And Jude is
Duran is going to
really
be the tail person out, and as he leaves, he's going to kind of stop at the door, look at Rico, and say, "North Van. Everything I'm hearing comes out of North Van. If your networks happen to stick their noses in North Van and let the prince know what they heard, that would probably be appreciated. And then I'll leave."
All right. And then you leave.
So Jude is really, as she's walking around, like trying to be as observant as possible in the supernatural and the typical realms. Like she's trying to find any like lead or clue or thing that looks suspicious.
All right. Does anyone remember what was seen here the last time?
I don't know that we got that far.
I was gonna say, I don't know that
Mordecai got his butt handed to him.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's
And I
Yes.
think that was pretty much the focus of the entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ended up getting derailed from actually checking out the changeling spot, other than the fact that there were a whole bunch of gangrel there. We knew there were a whole bunch of gangrel there, but that was about it.
Okay.
So
you're going to take a quick gander around. I'm assuming like wits and aspects, sense the unseen, and
Oh yeah.
potentially
Eyes
oblivion
of
sight.
Oblivion. Yep.
Heightened senses. Can I do
Heightened senses. Yeah, you can do that too. I'm
gonna rouse my wits actually.
Okay.
Oh, I failed. Boo.
Hey.
You ever seen a shadow get eaten?
No, but you should probably still eat somebody.
Yeah, that's gonna have to happen soon. So once we're done, have to make a detour.
Yeah, probably.
You ever wonder what Karn is doing now?
I heard she's dead.
Isn't that always a rumor floating around about her?
Yeah.
I hope not.
And that's the last you hear about that.
Oh boy.
Get off that conversation.
Okay.
I got 3 successes on the wits and aspects roll. I blew a willpower.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I roll for heightened senses?
It would be a wits and awareness, but add in 2 dice for the heightened senses. And which sense are you heightening?
Hearing.
Hearing? Okay.
Yes. And awareness. Plus 2 dice.
Duran, how did
Critical
that
success.
Critical?
Critical 4, 5, 6, 7 actually. My hover die did it.
7 successes?
7.
All right. You kind of hear around you. It seems a lot quieter than a place like this should sound right now. Like usually you'd be able to pick up with heightened senses kind of like the hum of electricity and like nearby transformers, stuff like that. Just sort of like the background kind of energy noise that something that is in close to a densely populated area should sound, but it sounds like sound is kind of missing. Like you can hear everybody talking if everybody was to talk, but it just seems like the ambient background noise is not there.
Okay, so it's like not white noise, it's just like emptiness.
Yeah, it's
So I
not
can
white
hear
noise,
everybody.
it's just kind of a lack of noise.
Okay. Where is the prince in relative location to?
I'm
mean,
not sure.
I imagined that we were all just kind of in a little pod, just
Okay.
like walking around. So I imagined you're pretty close to me.
Vincent's gonna just say to the prince, but like to everyone in that cartoony way, it's quiet. Too quiet. Really too quiet here. That doesn't feel right. I don't hear a fucking thing.
Well, I assume Abigail doesn't really see much with 3 successes.
So 3 successes. You open up your senses to the supernatural. Jude, how many successes did you get on Sense the Unseen?
I got 5.
5. Abigail can see this kind of hazily. Jude, you see it a lot more clear. It seems in the water, it doesn't look like the same as the one you just saw. The one you saw seems to have been more powerful, but there's kind of like a swirling near the water, just like the surface of the water. Kind of looks like a vortex, kind of doesn't. Kind of looks like there could be something building up, but it may or may not be what you've seen in the past.
Abigail,
Well-
are you seeing this?
Yes. So maybe we do start blaming this on the changelings?
I don't know. It can't.
Oblivion
ahead.
said I got 6 successes.
For Oblivion Sight, kind of can see the same thing, but it's not at all as pronounced as Sense the Unseen would see it. Like you just kind of, you're getting the feeling that there's something there, but it doesn't feel like the other kind of vortex that was at the other place. It, even for you, it kind of had a little teeny tiny bit of a kind of draw, like it would affect the wraiths. But this one kind of feels, if you had to put a word to it, it would probably be neutral.
So there's this similar vortex looking thing, but it's not entirely clear to me that it's like exactly the same,
No.
but no spirits that you can see, Duran.
No. And it does not have the same feel. It does not have that draw to the Wraithlands.
Okay, I'm just gonna try one thing real quick. And you just wants to find a rock on the ground and throw and like skip it out into the lake.
Okay.
The pond, rather, sorry.
That'll be a dexterity and athletics.
Oh no. To skip this down. All right. Sure.
Rocks are projectiles. Projectiles
Oh,
are covered under
yes.
athletics and not melee.
I feel like this is gonna get me a messy, and then I'm gonna regret this.
You get so angry that you can't skip the rock correctly.
Okay, I'm actually fine. I got 3.
You get 3 skips out of it, but it kind of peters out before it would have interacted with what you can see is kind of the baby vortex.
Oh, well. Yeah, worth a shot.
Well, does anybody else have any ideas? Because
No,
I certainly
there
don't
seems to be
have.
at least less activity here overall.
the
So I
moment.
don't know how much else there is to know.
It's just really unusually quiet here. You don't hear a
Well-
fucking thing. I can hear you guys. But like, that's weird.
I'm just simply not sure what to even do at this point because there's nothing. I don't want to necessarily send Duran back in there because, well, your shadow disappeared.
Well, I think it's just about right tonight is just like collecting these observations and then getting the data essentially and then doing something with that. So I mean, we could even move on to the last location, see what's going on there, and then see what conclusions we can draw from all the things we've observed. That seems like the most logical thing to me. Because I don't think I have anything else that I can do that will provide any insight here.
Well, it's totally up to you, Prince. You want to go to the next location, we can.
Yeah, just get it all done and then make a move after that.
What's the deal with your sheriff?
What do you mean?
He's crotchety. Would be the words
Oh,
that I would use for him.
I can sense that.
Abigail picks up a rock. I roused and passed on was Dex and Athletics, right?
Correct.
Okay, so I roused the Dex, passed, and I got 5 successes. Abigail tries to skip the rock. She's like
Ooh.
she's weaker than Jude, but she's like, you know what? Maybe I'll give this a shot. Maybe I'll rouse my blood and I'll give this a shot. So does 5 get it?
You found a nice smooth one. You skip it out, and it seems to interact with the baby vortex thing, but it just seems to react like a regular rock skipped across the lake or the pond in this case.
So nothing
you-
happens to it when it touches the vortex.
Doesn't seem to.
Are you skipping rocks?
I mean, if you want to skip rocks, if you want to toss one right directly into that thing, but it didn't seem to do anything. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just trying.
I figured I'd.
Yeah, no, it was also worth a shot. I was just seeing if anything strange would happen if something came in contact with the baby vortex, but mine didn't make it over there far enough. So,
Is there anything else around besides rocks or like a brick or a bigger rock?
Yeah, there's plenty of kind of things like that. You could find something for the most part. It's kind of like a fairground type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you could find like a bigger chunk of concrete or something.
Yeah, I want one of those.
Okay.
I can give it a hurl if you want.
I mean, if you can get it right in there, maybe that'll show us what's happening.
Let's see. I'm going to rouse. Okay, we passed. So, what is it, Dex and Athletics?
If you're wanting to do like a bigger chunk and not like dexterously skip something, then it
Yeah.
would be strength and athletics.
Oh, heck yeah, we'll take the strength. Strength and melee, you said?
Athletics, but sure.
My bad. I just want to see what we can do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 successes?
7 successes.
Yeah,
Actually,
so
on my die.
you kind of size up where everybody's telling you where to throw whatever, and you just give it a heave. And it seems to hit not kind of directly center because Vincent can't see where it is, so it just kind of does an arc and then it splashes. Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
All right.
Well, I threw a rock in the water.
We tried. Any ideas, Duran? Anything we can do from your perspective?
Oh, see, there are ideas. I like none of them.
Oh.
yeah, I think it's
I've
better
already
to
reached
err.
out and touched with my shadow and lost that. The escalation from that is to take this jacket off and write off the shoes and slacks and wade out and touch it physically. And I do not relish that idea. at the moment.
Oddly enough, I was thinking the same thing. Maybe just swimming into it. Have a little dip in the lake or the pond or whatever they want to
I
call
mean,
this.
I would, but I don't really want to end up like the last prince, or one of the other ones from here that got thrown into the abyss and then
right.
didn't come back. I am kind of afraid of that. I'm not going to lie.
You mean Bastian?
So,
Also, to be honest, if we are going to try
Bastian.
this and it, decides to be a portal that allows us to journey someplace else, I would rather Mordecai were along for the fun. I can run faster than him.
Oh, so this is like
True.
that whole, you don't have to outrun the bear, you just have to outrun the person that's, with you. Oh,
See,
how delightful. But I can see your reasoning.
all
see,
right, let's
I
move
figure
on.
if we're all going to go, we should all go together.
Facts.
There's a song along those lines or something. See.
Yeah. I think erring on the side of caution and not doing anything too drastic is the move here this evening. So
at the moment, observational only. I will need to get home because it appears certain of my capabilities are working and certain are not. And I would rather experiment with this at home, where if I become extremely hungry, I can take care of it without embarrassing us.
yeah, that's fair enough. I am gonna need to eat at some point too, probably before the night is over.
Well, we do have one more stop. I mean, I'm
the
pretty
fun
sure
one.
that. Yes. Well, I mean, I think he will let us through to the pool, will he not? As far as I know.
I don't know.
We'll just have to see.
Yes. I mean, he said that we only can take the causeway, but perhaps we can get in. Ideas, anyone?
Who said you're going to take the causeway?
Well, we're in Stanley Park on Second Beach. There is a pool, and apparently that is the third spot that the changelings see as being sacred or magical or whatever it is, what have you.
Okay.
Only as you know, Stanley Park is full of Garu, and Magni is not very fond of us coming in there, so
Magni.
it's questionable.
Magni the one-handed.
Magni the one-handed. Interesting.
I shook his other hand though.
You did.
Pretty intense.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty historical, in my opinion. This is one of my accomplishments. So I'm
considering he shoved that hand through a ward, taking constant damage doing so, and didn't so much as break a sweat or
didn't even flinch.
See,
that's what Vosh was talking about. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. But if we frame it right, it's just another measure to protect the city and the green spaces that exist within it.
Well, do we let him know first, or do we just go in there and hope for forgiveness? How does it work?
On the one hand, it is easier to beg forgiveness than to ask permission. On the other hand, pissing off the guru is never a good idea. I could not tell you which way would be the smart way to do it. If we let him know in advance, he can say no, and then where are we? If we sneak in and get caught, then he'd become angry. In this case, the third situation, I have nothing.
And it's totally up to your discretion, Prince.
Can they smell us? They can. They can smell us from like a mile away. So,
yes.
I mean...
We stink to them.
So, will they just ignore us if they can smell us? I mean, they won't.
My thing is, if I wanted to get in touch with him right now, what would I even do? Do I have any contact information for this guy? So
No.
that's why we couldn't even ask permission if we wanted to, because I have no way to get in touch.
We could
Well-
go take 3 steps into Stanley Park and stand and wait there for them to come and ask what exactly in the bloody blue blazes that we think we're doing on their property. But if we're going to do that, why take 3 steps in and wait? We might as well just head straight for the swimming pool.
I mean, certainly. We can take the seawall. I don't know. Did he count the seawall as being off bounds as well? Out of bounds? I think he did.
You know, there weren't a lot of a ton of details in this arrangement. It was very much he was getting in and out of there as fast as he could. So I don't we didn't talk about the particulars, but that may work in our advantage, you know what I mean? Because
I don't see Magni really getting into a semantical argument over this.
you're probably right. I just feel like what if the answer to all of these things that we've been seeing, what if there's some huge lead there and that we're gonna miss it?
Oh,
Like I think we gotta.
See,
Okay. So I say we just,
go.
like you said, go and the seawall, like you said, and just deal with it.
All right. Well, why don't we, Mr. Duran, if you wish to park in the West End somewhere, and then we can get out right at the border and walk along the seawall to get to the park. It's not that far. And I mean, there's no other way really to get there. Unless we
Well-
want to cross the border with the car. And even then, I mean, it's. I
I'm
mean,
good
we'd have
with
to
driving. I don't think we can run that fast.
Yeah. Mm,
I may be
Right.
wrong, but
Okay. Let's go before I chicken out.
all right.
So Jude's like heading back to the car.
Okay. Everybody's heading back to the Fiat.
yep.
So, how are you approaching Stanley Park? There is there's a drive that you could basically drive through to get there. Just go along Beach Avenue, and then it basically turns into Stanley Park Drive. You could drive pretty close to where the actual like swimming pool actually is. Or
Yeah,
you
I
can-
feel like
Sounds
the
like a
most
plan.
direct.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or you
that
could
sounds like
is
a
good.
plan.
park outside of Stanley Park and go in like commando style, like get ghillie suits and shit.
I don't think we have those.
Duran can run at perhaps 14 or 15 miles an hour. The car can do quite a bit better than that.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, I like the car. I like the car approach here.
All right, so you're just gonna drive pretty much along the seawall for the most part, up until it hits Stanley Park, and then it transitions into Stanley Park Drive. You drive for maybe a couple of minutes beyond that. It's not. Stanley Park isn't the largest piece of real estate in Vancouver, but it's still fairly big. And then there's most likely a place to park. There's also the Second Beach concession stand, which is right near there, and the Second Beach swimming pool is just beyond that. So you'd find a place to park easily enough. What is everyone doing once parked?
Walking calmly over to the pool.
Yeah, and I mean, sense the unseen up as
Oh,
soon
well,
as I'm out of
yes.
the car.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know.
Gotta rest.
I assume this is a new scene.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
Heightened senses.
Oh, so I'm not roused now. Wah.
Hearing
Oh
again?
well.
Heightened senses of hearing again, Vincent?
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait.
So to be wits and awareness, wits
That's the
and
two.
aspects for the sense the unseen folks, and
Yep.
If Oblivion site is going up, it is
Oh,
Wits and Oblivion.
Oblivion. So I'm going to wait until I'm pretty much at the pool to put up Oblivion. So
Okay.
I only got one success. That was a really bad roll, and I blew another willpower.
That is a really bad roll. Twice.
Yeah, I hear you on that one. But I did a little bit better. I got 3.
I have to take a picture and send you this dice because I have a crit.
Okay.
I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 successes.
Yes.
There's the odd time when you're walking towards the pool. The odd time here and there where you're like, did I just hear something? No.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of like focus in on that area and there's nothing.
Okay.
Could be nocturnal animals like a skunk. Could be 9-foot tall furry engines of destruction waiting for you to get further into the park so they can kill you.
Great.
Who's to say?
Who is?
you are. You're the storyteller.
So, you make it over to the pool fairly easily. Abigail, this doesn't seem any different than usual.
Don't see anything, honestly. Anybody else?
For Jude, you got 3 successes.
Yep.
So it was. You can kind of see something, but it's even less than what you saw in the last thing. Last thing, it was coming to the surface. There could be something under the surface that you don't quite see, but you can definitely you're getting the feeling that something's there. And for Duran,
Okay.
how many?
Cost me a willpower, but I got 4 successes.
There's
I'm
kind
keeping
of
my head on
something
a
there,
swivel.
but it feels like it's where the first one was. There's a minor bit of a draw towards it. The second one kind of felt neutralish. This one is, you're kind of not feeling like you want to be here. It's kind of repelling you.
So Jude says, I only sense like the barest like hint of something under the surface of the water. Like, but it's really hard to tell. There's something, but definitely even weaker than the last place. And there's nothing that looks unusual about the pool area,
No.
like physically.
Yeah, it just seems like it's kind of regular, kind of maintained pool that is
Okay.
a bit larger than usual, all things considered. It's a family-friendly outdoor pool in English Bay, according to Google Maps, which is the second beach swimming pool. Like, it's got the steps down that are fairly large. Like, it looks like it's basically a larger than average pool.
So,
you're going to take a dip?
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm thinking about it because it's a pool and it seems weaker here. So I am kind of considering it.
Because you're hot? You're on fire or something?
No, you can see me. We
I
don't
know.
do that. Come
I'm
on,
just
man.
messing with you.
I mean-
This is interesting.
Is it in the deep end or the shallow end, this vortex that you're seeing?
Storyteller.
It is in the deep end.
The deep end.
Hmm.
Which is how deep?
That is a good question. I have no idea.
Time to
Okay.
Google how deep a pool
Probably
can get.
about, let's say about 6 feet, 8 feet.
Yeah, I
That's
would
about
say
fair.
it'd probably be 10 or under, I imagine, if it's
That's
like for
about fair.
families.
Yeah, it doesn't
Um,
look very deep according to the Google Maps images.
Okay.
Well, Abigail is going to search around and see if she can find any pool noodles.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm dead serious here.
I believe you.
Does Abigail see any pool noodles? Or anything like
Well,
one
there's
of
probably like
those
a
chain
shed
of boys.
off to the
Okay.
one side of things like accessories that people would use for swimming, like pool noodles, or the little teeny tiny pads that you can like grab onto and then kick with your feet, like nothing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So Abigail's going to take one of those things, pull it out, and say, "Do we want to try it first before we just jump in there?"
I mean, you've got the pool noodle.
All right. So
You're gonna make you roll for this, aren't you?
you're probably going to make me roll
Roll.
for this, aren't you?
Roll for pool noodle.
Pool
Like a
noodle
javelin.
deployment.
So Abigail
Oh my
looks them.
God,
Any
yo.
does anybody have any objections? I mean, I'm just going to throw it and see, like a javelin.
Go for it. Go for
Have
it.
All
you thrown a
right.
javelin before?
I've seen it done, and I've done other things. We will see how this works. I've worked with swords. I mean, how hard can this be, really? Abigail kind of just
Yep.
like,
Yeah,
I'm just gonna try.
I understand.
Okay. So what am I rolling? Dex and athletics?
Dex and athletics.
Okay, so rousing my dex first. And I pass that rouse check, thankfully.
Go on.
Two successes.
Sorry, how many? 2?
Two successes, but I mean, the thing is foam.
Yeah, you ever
So
try
my
to throw
argument-
a pool noodle even like a javelin?
Yes, I
Yeah,
have.
I was thinking
Yes.
of that.
That
I
ain't
was
gonna
thinking
happen.
about that. It's not great.
It initially
will.
starts off like you get the kind of the stance right, you kind of throw it. It starts off kind of good, but then the sort of flexibility of the pool noodle kind of makes it take a nosedive, and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I see your point. All right, that wasn't as good as could be expected. Any other ideas? Because I don't know that I want to really jump in there without trying the waters first, so to speak. Unless anybody wants to be a guinea pig.
I mean, I'll do it, but I feel like if Mordecai were here, he would say no.
I do not feel that we have the need to touch everything.
I just want answers. I'm sick of this vague shit.
I understand that, and there's a lot of vague shit we're dealing with right now. However, I would like to point out that we're standing beside the pool and arguing in an empty park that is in the middle of an area that Magni, the I am pissed off at everyone in the world, gets to run.
Yeah.
Give me a wits and awareness for anyone who has oblivion sight or sense the unseen.
Okay. Awareness. Okay.
Three successes for Vincent.
Oh,
3 successes.
3 successes for Abigail.
Terrible.
1 success for Jude and Duran. What are we looking at? 7.
Whoa.
Nice.
Yep, double crits.
So as everyone's kind of standing around pondering this ridiculous javelin attempt and what to do next, Duran, you kind of look over and you see that there are 4 kind of spectral images that are there beside you. And the spectral images seem to be the 4 of you. And then as you kind of look over to ponder, the Duran that's over there looks over and sees you. Not at the exact same time. It doesn't seem like it's a mirror image. It's just that you're both kind of looking at each other. And then when Duran looks over, that's when kind of everybody else kind of starts to see these particular images.
Now, are we all kind of paired up, or is it our group and the other group?
It's your group and the other group.
Okay.
Duran, what the fuck is going on?
This is the term we use back home, and I will translate this from Italian, is this is some hinky bullshit.
I don't like it. I don't like this.
And you see that Jude look over, and you can kind of, you can't really hear it necessarily, but with sense the unseen, stuff like that, you're kind of getting the vague feeling, and it's almost like a whisper. You can hear that Jude say, "Yeah, Duran, what the fuck is going on?"
Just said what I said a second ago.
All right.
She just said what I said a second ago.
This is some weird sci-fi network shit that does not involve sharks and tornadoes.
I was thinking more like Back to the Future and the picture of me. I'm gonna disappear in the picture.
No,
That's
I do not know whether it is time or reality or something.
It's like a phase shift in Star Trek. That's it. It's like a phase shift.
And you see that Abigail go, "Oh, now she's talking about a phase. What? This is ridiculous. It's not Star Trek. Come on."
Oh, okay, maybe not. I might be wrong. I'm sorry. I can admit when I'm wrong. Can you?
okay.
She says to her double.
I think
Abigail's like
antagonizing.
perplexed.
I think antagonizing our somewhat see-through doppelgangers is not really.
Yes, thank you, says the other Duran.
And so Jude will look at other Jude and be like, "So you can hear me? We can talk?"
I guess.
What are you
doing here?
What are you doing here?
Cool. That's so cool.
And the other Vincent is like, "Yeah, right? Isn't it cool? This is awesome.
That is amazing.
Wow, I never thought I'd meet like another Deva version of myself."
Can we high five?
And they kind of, there's a little bit of resistance, but your hands pass through each other. Well, that sucked.
Yeah, that fucking sucked.
I mean, we're just investigating weird shit going on in the city. So what are you doing here?
Yeah, we're just investigating weird shit that's going on in the city because I was just made Prince not too long ago, and this is my coterie, and I don't know why you're here. This doesn't make any sense. Duran, make this make sense. No.
Where were you before right now? Before you were here, where did you come from?
We're in Vancouver.
No, I mean like in the city, like your location. Like where were you before you were here at the pool?
Well, there was some weird stuff going on at like these other water locations,
Yeah, there was.
and we have to be
saw that
kind of
too.
careful because there's like werewolves that are nearby.
This
Uh-huh.
is so cool.
Yeah, we know.
This is totally cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
Anybody? Oh, okay. So, other Abigail, can you, in your ultimate intelligence, hypothesis, can you tell us what you think is going on?
No, I cannot.
Oh, right. Okay. Actually, question for you.
Hmm.
So, where did you go to school?
And she blah location, which is exactly where you went to school.
All right. Okay. So, and who is the Prime Minister of Canada right now in your world?
Frank Trudeau, Francois, really, but he's French. It's ridiculous.
Oh, all right. Hey, guess what? Not the same reality. There's different dimension, all that other
Why?
stuff.
Who's
I don't
prime
know where
minister
it's
in
split up.
your
See,
reality?
had already figured that. I mean,
That
messing
is so
messing with the
fucking
details and
rad.
flipping coins is slightly different. Um, in your, we are two different nows. In your now, a couple of weeks ago, under the art gallery, Bali demon summoning going on.
Oh, no. We dealt with. There were kind of. It's hard to explain. There's kind of like demon, dealy makey, vampire people. Haven't heard the
See.
term Bali before though.
Interesting. See, Nagaraja.
No.
Bueno. A small alliance between certain members of the splinter group of the Hekata and the Ministry, the serpents and the necromancers.
No. Wait.
What
What are serpents?
nickname for the Ministry? What
is the Ministry?
They were called the followers of Set.
What clans do you have? Your kindred, what clans do they have?
Well, there's Nosferatu. There's Ventru. There's Deva. There's Maquette. Yeah, that's pretty much most of them.
Jude, what clan are you?
Oh, I'm a Maquette. Actually, most of us are Maquette. And then they point at Vincent, and they're like, except for him, he's a Deva.
Do you know somebody named Mordecai?
Yeah, he's another Deva. Kind of a dick.
He is a dick.
At least that's consistent between the
It's
worlds.
consistent.
Thank God for that.
He's a really big knob head.
I wouldn't go quite that far. What is the big thing that is causing disruption in your Vancouver right now?
This is just the weirdest shit, really.
And you were told to check these 3 locations by.
Well, I don't know if you have changelings in your reality.
See, we do. Little guy named Chauncey.
Yeah, he's here too. Well, our Chauncey is here.
See, he works for the Baroness Newmanite.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Bueno. And are they're in residence kind of under the convention center? See?
Yeah.
They're in your now. They're there currently. These knights.
Yeah, they're here now.
Did the Sabbat invade the city?
The what?
Yeah, you need to tell them about this encounter.
The
Ours
changelings
have
or the Sabbat, whatever they are.
the changelings, Baroness Newenight and Chauncey. Ours have left the city.
Huh.
They're going to be
Question.
difficult to get in touch with, but obviously they know something of what is going on here, though I have a feeling that it also relates to some of the other things that are happening.
I'm actually curious. Duran, you said that, Duran, you said that the draw here, that there wasn't as much of a draw? Actually, out of character, did you vocalize that, Cliff? No, okay. Shit. Duran, the two of you, how does this feel, this area, in terms of its, because Alderaan lost Shadow in one of them.
Yeah, ours.
So
Yeah.
Did you attempt to use your shadow to touch the very first one in where the heck is that?
Trout Lake.
The Trout Lake.
No, because I cannot do that.
I see. Interesting. There are obvious differences.
are there
What
Are
did
there
you
clans-
What did you try to do in Trout Lake?
Well, we didn't really do anything. We just decided to check out the other locations.
Obviously, there are
Uh,
differences in personality as well.
are there any clans that you have that are able to commune with the spirit world?
Sort of.
And what clan would that be?
Maquette, mostly, which is us.
Okay, but you're not able. All right, interesting.
Do you do magic?
Communing with the spirit world and doing what I do with shadows are two different sides of
Fair.
kind of the same coin.
The same
So
thing.
just because they can do one does not mean that they can do the other.
So they were given one trait, but not the other from.
I would not normally have the shadow trait except situations. We'll call it situations.
Right.
But your ability to commune with the spirit world, you both have that, correct?
I do.
And you don't have the ability, Duran number 2, to
No.
commune. Oh, interesting.
Jude, what are your
There
what are your powers like, Jude?
Well,
What do you do mainly?
mainly I punch stuff.
Well, yeah.
But then,
But-
because I'm Circle of the Crone, we have like some magic stuff. So there's that.
Circle of the Crone, huh?
Yeah.
That's like your school?
No, that's my sect.
Okay. Oh,
Well, you guys don't have Circle of the Crone?
No, I think we're operating in very different supernatural situations here.
Okay, then what do you have for magic?
Like blood magic, like
Well,
thaumaturgy.
yeah, that's what we have too. We don't really call it thaumaturgy.
Do you know Karna?
Who?
Okay. Not important.
Right. Sorry. Yeah, we don't have any. You guys have Gangrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the 5th clan that we've got here. We only have 5.
And in Steve.
Yes.
I'm making shadow puppets.
Oh yeah, the other Vincent's doing the same thing. Like,
Can he do the secret Vincent handshake?
oh yeah,
So he's gonna.
yeah.
You know the handshake.
You know the handshake,
Oh, this is so cool. Another
right?
high five.
Yeah, it's still slight
yeah.
resistance, but it goes through. Like, oh
Yeah,
man,
sweet. Damn.
See, you need to talk with your changelings and let them know that you have encountered this.
see,
It is a different reality.
and then my changelings will let your changeling know.
I don't know. Find out what they know about these locations and what is going on and what you have encountered. They may have somebody who knows. We will try to get in touch with ours. They are north of the city. We have other concerns that are going on right now, other members of other sects that are causing issues within the city that are impacting the world of the wraiths and potentially incursions of demons may occur.
So, I'm curious, what other sects do you have?
We pretty much have. There's the Camarilla, which is the organized, structured sect. There are the Anarchs, who are the freewheeling independent sect. There are the Sabbat, who are the monstrous kindred should be in control of the entire world sect. There are the Hakata, to which I belong, which are kind of an independent family sect. And then there is a new independent alliance, which is a new sect on the game board. It appears we're a little different, that our sects are arranged differently in a relationship with the clans and families than yours are.
And do they all coexist in the same city?
Coexisting is a tricky word to suggest. They can all be in the same city, but there is friction.
Well, there's friction here as well. There's
See, the friction often results in violence.
not so much here. Various sects can interact with one another. Let's see. There is the Camarilla you mentioned. They are not. They were wiped out in late Roman times. Probably around 500 AD or so, give or take.
A little after Carthage, then.
Yeah, a little bit. Then there is the Invictus, who are the in control types.
Yeah.
The Circle of the Crone, which we have already mentioned. The Lanceus Sanctum, who I believe they are somewhat like what you mentioned, Sabbat. The Carthian movement, which were, I don't know, they are kind of silly. They think that everything should be voted on. That's kind of ridiculous. And yeah, that's pretty much the main ones that exist in this city. There are other smaller ones that pop up every once in a while.
Does your Jude run Vancouver?
She is the prince, yes.
Excellent to know that we all have the same taste in princes.
So the Camarilla is gone, but they have a prince?
Yes. It's a... And the other Jude pipes up. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like an Invictus thing. We're kind of like trying to,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're kind of dicks.
You're cool.
Abigail asks Abigail from the other realm or whatever. Can I ask?
Hmm.
I just want to make sure. Who is your sire?
She leans in and whispers the name, which is the exact same name as your sire.
All right. And can you tell me what happened to Alan in your world? Are you telling me he didn't exist in your world?
No, I'm saying it was bad.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, I was holding out hope. But anyway, it's
So again,
just a question.
certain structures are different, but most of the bases remain the same.
And I feel like Jude feels at this point like a pull to like start asking like irrelevant personal things. Like she just wants to know, but she's trying to like hold it back because she knows that's not going to do anything for us. So she whittles all that down to just one question and looks at Jude's like, what happened back in Milwaukee?
The circle of Crone was wiped out. For the most part, I managed to escape.
Yeah, similar thing here. And do you have a child?
No.
I guess that makes sense. No invasion. No Gretchen.
Oh, we have a Gretchen. Yeah, she runs the shop.
What's the name of the shop?
Witch's Sand. I don't know. I didn't really like it. It's just kind of like we sell a bunch of sand. Do you guys sell the sand at your shop?
Yeah, we have the sand.
You should change it to the House of Witch. Huh?
That's a good idea.
And Jude is kind of just like at a loss at this point. She's kind of like crossing her arms and sort of like tilting her head back and just not sure what to do.
Are you okay, my prince?
I mean, I'm as fine as you could be, meeting a different version, as some kind of alternate universe version of yourself where you understand about 1/10 of the jargon that they're talking about.
Home is Venice.
See.
Venice is still there. Are they offering support?
I guess, but it's not really an offering support from domain to domain thing.
Another little difference. See, talk to your changelings. See if they can shed some light on this. We will talk to your changelings. See if they can shed some light on this. 48 hours. We will meet you back here. The wall may be up between our worlds and we may see nothing. Or we might see each other again. I am not looking for an exchange of anything really. If you have gleaned some answers, then perhaps we can share some knowledge, because we will be looking for answers as well. I just want to see, is this a thing that is only happening today, or is this a thing that is ongoing?
See.
If it is ongoing, then we have a bigger problem than what we may suspect. And tomorrow night we kind of have things to do already planned. I am thinking 2 days gives enough time for you to speak with your changelings and for us to see if we can find us.
Yes, we also have things to do tomorrow. We have to go to the Coffin Club. There's a Trinity
I would like to
reaching the
say
Masquerade.
I would like to say we will see you there, but hopefully we will not.
My prince, should we? And the other Jude is also done. She's like, yeah, we should probably go.
See, I would like to say it has been a pleasure, except it has been more of a disturbance. Walk safely, and we will see you in 2 nights' time.
And he does the hat raise tip, and then they kind of, as soon as they reach a certain portion around the pool, and the other Vincent is like waving the entire time, like they kind of disappear.
Oh.
Okay, I want to go back to the car right now, please.
See, back to the car.
Yeah, let's do that. Baron, are you okay? You look very, very disappointed.
No, I'm good.
You're good? Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Car.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. And then I want to be driving away from here, like
yes,
step on it.
It's back to the car, not pushing it too hard, a little above the speed limit, but not a lot. Don't need to attract attention. So one of the things that I did not do because the first Hastings Park, the first place that we visited, is problematic is I did not come accompanied with any of my spirit minions. That is something that I shall bring along in 48 hours, at least to this location. They might have been able to shed some light on something that was disturbing. At least I know I have excellent fashion sense no matter what reality I'm in, but that was still disturbing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really like using all of my will not to get in the emotional weeds with what just happened. Like, I'm just trying to like push all of that human stuff down to focus on what we've learned and what we know here. I need to eat before we do anything else, though. Because I can feel it. Like,
should eat.
See,
I too should eat.
Well, we can go find the Quiet Club and have a meal. We can go to Elysium and dig into the stock there. There are a variety of options. I am driving. Where would you like to go?
I feel like Elysium is safe-ish.
Yeah, that seems safe. Yeah.
Baron, are you comfortable with going back to the Elysium?
I don't mind.
Excellent.
I could do with a drink as well. And we will head back to the Elysium.
Okay. The Elysium, for everyone joining us late or hasn't seen one of our episodes before, is the Art Gallery of Vancouver. So it's easy enough to find parking at the Elysium.
Underground.
Mm-hmm. As soon as you come in with the Fiat, which is recognizable to certain kindred in the Elysium, a pile of clothing comes up beside the car.
Roll the window down and, Senor Frank, how are you this evening?
And there's like an arm that reaches out onto the top of the pile and lifts a bunch of it up, and then it falls back down. Durant.
It is good to see you. I have the Prince and Senora Abigail and the Baron of Surrey with me.
Right. Okay. So. Huh. Yeah. So what do we owe the pleasure? Several nights in a row now, or couple nights in a row, couple nights kind of in a short span.
It's Elysium. The prince is here to speak with some people. We wouldn't mind a little snacking, perhaps. The prince and Senora Abigail are both a little peckish. I would not mind a glass myself. But we have need to speak with, I believe, and kind of turns to Jude and say, the Primogen, or as many of the Primogen as there might be about. Turn back to
Yes,
Frank.
indeed.
See, the Primogen.
Surprisingly, there's nobody in the Primogen ship here.
That does happen.
Really?
Well, if we want to, I guess, arrange a meeting or something, take a bunch of hornets' nests, get everybody down here.
See,
Probably do that.
see,
Probably not tonight.
See, I would say not tonight, not tomorrow night. Say this time in 2 nights' time, 48 hours. We have a little early evening thing to do that night, but the later portion of the evening, the deep night, we should have free and might have some very interesting information to impart.
All right, I'll spread the word.
Bueno. Also, Senor Frank, have you heard about this little independent alliance of splinter groups from the Hecata and the Ministry who are starting to stick their noses into various cities?
I heard about them. Some of them are maybe popping up in Surrey.
We've heard North Van and Vancouver itself as well. If
Well,
you
that's
happen
just
to,
great.
see, if you happen to rattle up the telephone lines with the rest of the Nosferatu, any information that can be dug up on them, particularly one Augustus Putinesca, would be greatly appreciated. They have become a little thorn in our side, and after dealing with the Sabat as we did, I don't think we need to be quite so brutal with them, but we do need to make sure to sweep them into the ocean. It is just right over there.
Yeah, it is. All right, yeah, I'll spread the word.
Bueno, grazie. It is greatly appreciated.
Do you want me to send some food down here?
We'll go into the see, if you would be so kind.
All right. And then the clothing pile kind of moves along.
And we have private space down here for the prints and whatnot. So
Yeah.
I'm expecting that's where we'll go to await some food. So tomorrow night is the Coffin Club. And if we have other time, we can poke around a few odds and ends.
Great.
The night following, we will start with the park we just left. If our doppelgangers are there, we might progress to Hastings Park to see if a different vortex causes a different. I did not get a feel for the veil in that area, but I've got the feeling from what I got from the vortex that the veil there would be thicker, which is interesting that we saw our alternate persons there.
But, Mr. Durant,
come back here after.
Mr. Durant, is that veil is between you and the spirit world, though, is it not?
See, but there is a lot of muckiness between the spirit world, the abyss, and certain other things. Some people
All
think that they
right.
are like a lasagna, different layers. So our reality is the cheese on the top, and then you have the pasta below, which is the abyss, and then you have the tomato sauce below that, and that is the Wraithlands, and then you get another layer of cheese, and that is another. And I mean, and you can
So,
if you made
but how?
lasagna like my grandmother made lasagna, it can be so many different layers.
That
We
sounds
will
so
not
good right
talk
now.
about. We will not talk about cheese right now. What? No cheese.
What's
What
wrong
I
with
do want to
cheese?
know is, I do not want to have another discussion about cheese. I am still bitter about that conversation about cheese that we had months ago. My question to you, Mr. Giovanni, is whether or not is our reality. How do we know our reality is the right reality, or that reality is the right reality? I mean, you're talking about a lasagna, whereas
This is a very different philosophical discussion about existentialism, and it goes into places that I know members of my family that love chattering about this stuff. Our reality is the right reality for us because we are here. Their reality is a different reality because they are there. Is it the right one? For them it is. It's not for us. Could we end up in that reality? We ended up in the Wraithlands. I can usually step into the abyss, not currently. We, oh my. See,
what?
we might be able to step into that reality.
Well, here's the problem that I see is this. There are human beings that are still trying to prove these theories are correct. What we just witnessed is something that, as a mathematician and as a scientist, I personally think is it needs to be shared with the world, but I can't do it because then I have to say how. And this is very much a conundrum for me, and I need to know what is going on from your
there are
perspective.
scientists and biologists who've been trying to prove that we exist, and we don't share that with the world.
I mean,
I
I
would not
understand that.
recommend sharing this with the world, even if we could.
I can't handle any more existential musings until I have a snack. Okay, so I
Understood.
need to go
Understood.
right now. I cannot do this. Okay, and Jude is gonna be moving wherever she needs to move. I don't know where we are right
It's
now.
at that point that trays of drinks have been brought down, one for each of you.
Oh, I thought there was gonna be like mortal people here.
But no, we're civilized in this Elysium, thank you.
Oh, boo. Okay.
That can be
So, yeah.
arranged if you want, but you know.
Then Jude's just like downing as many as she can get her hands on.
Do you want mine, Prince?
She just takes it and
Go for it.
shoots it back.
Are you not
Thank
hungry,
you.
Baron?
No, I'm okay. For the most
All
part.
right.
Though I have to tell you, the thought of being able to shake hands with my doppelganger, if we are able to step into another reality, is an entertaining thought. I'm not sure which one I am more trepidatious about. Barone Vincenzo meeting his doppelganger, because the fun and silliness might be more than I can handle. Or Mordecai meeting his.
We
Because I
can't
wouldn't
let that
trust
happen.
either
We
of them.
can't shut it down. We can't let that happen. We gotta just just grabbing
knew the
another
secret
glass from
handshake.
somewhere.
He knew
And
the secret
yet,
handshake.
we're going to have to bring Senor Mordecai up to speed. He is going to know about this.
Fuck.
His family might have information or knowledge that will contribute to figuring out exactly what the fuck is going on.
That was pretty cool, though. He knew the secret handshake and everything.
I'm betting he's going to like 99% of the same animes that you do, but he's going to know 1% that you have not found yet, and you will know 1% that he has not found.
That is impossible.
Oh no, it will be such a riotously wonderful day when you two start sharing anime titles.
They might even have
Oh.
anime there that you don't have.
See,
That's
That
what I
we
was
don't
thinking.
have yet. That would be incredible.
slightly,
Oh.
AU anime industry.
slightly different twist to the world.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And on
Yeah.
that note, it's a good time to wrap up this particular episode.
Sweet, sweet Jesus.
Now that
Where
we've
the hell
discovered
did we
another
go?
reality with more anime.
Where the
Oh,
fuck did
no.
we go?
I don't know. I'm scared.
So thank you all for watching and participating in the chat, and for any bits or subscriptions you have sent our way. It is always appreciated. Money goes to everybody who's on screen in all the various games, so it is always appreciated. And we will do some quick outros, and then we'll skip you all over to the Philly by Night, run by Rolling D's 20s and Prince. So let's start off with Cliff.
Hey folks, happy time zone. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. My name is Cliff. I play Duran Giovanni, who is starting to add 2 and 2, and the answer he's getting is a shade of mauve. I don't know how this is working, but it's working in strange ways. You can find me online at the Vintage GM. My stuff is right over there. And that's on all of the socials, where I will also pump out I'm doing D&D Tuesday nights on Would Be Heroes. I'm doing every second Sunday on Dark Sanded Tabletop, where I play an atypical Ventru, and I do other odds and ends. Mostly I am here on Vancouver by Night, this incredibly fantastic home full of incredibly fantastic people, where I get to do delves, and there are I also get to do changeling stuff that'll be coming in about a month or so, and there'll be other stuff coming down the pipeline too. Keep an eye on my Twitter, Insta, face thing stuff, and you'll know what's happening when we know what's happening.
The faceograms and the tweeted boards or whatever. And Sarah.
Hey, my name is Sara. I played Prince June Duncan Prime. Thank you. You can find me on Twitter at MC Diabetes. I'm a creative partner over at Martlet Games. You can usually find me here as part of the Saturday Vampire Takeover here with Delve Into Darkness. And then on Martlet Games on Thursday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, we're airing the second and final season of London's Bleeding, a historical Vampire the Masquerade chronicle set just after World War I, where I am the storyteller. Second season is really fun so far. And actually, if you're on our Patreon, you can still see a bonus episode before it comes out. We have the episodes out there early. So please join us then. It'd mean a lot if you showed out for the final season of my creative endeavor that I've been working on for the past 2 years. So I'd really appreciate that. Other than that, on Martlet Games in October, we have Darthtober, run by Steve / Darth Generico / my dear husband, where we're doing lots of Halloween type of stuff. We have brackets and tabletop and competitions and dice giveaways. So please join us all for the month of October. That'll be happening on Sundays every week. Other than that, just take a look at the Martlet socials and my socials, and you'll see what I'm doing. Stay tuned. Thanks.
And Mithras is always correct.
Boy, you don't even know what's gonna...
Even when Mithras is wrong, Mithras is still correct. Ordinarily, it would be Mike's turn with Mordecai, but we'll throw Mike's socials up there. He's going to be coming back at some point soon. And next up is Joe. Yeah, that Joe. You, yeah.
Okay. I was like, which one of us? Okay. I told you there are going to be hijinks ensued. Hey, everybody. I'm Joe, better known as DJ Torador Nolafanger on Twitter. I've been playing the Baron of Surrey, Vincent, the awesome Bruja who loves anime and everything cool and all the cool words that go with that. He just saw his doppelganger and they knew the sacred handshake. Vincent is very impressed. Only 3 people know, and 3 of them are in his actual coterie. But anyway, I am the Baron of Surrey. I am also the ST for River Region, ST for Montgomery by Night, and the creator and founder of River Region Studios. And my socials are wherever. Find them, watch us. We're drawing to a close on season 2 with the Sabbat incursion in the city. So yeah, come in, hang out, and see what's going on. Send me spicy DMs about vampire stuff. I love that. So yeah.
Sabbat, those rascals.
They're so bad.
And last but certainly not least for the players is Joanna.
Hello, my name is Joanna. You will find me on Twitter at HighRollGardner, and you will find me here for the Saturday Vampire Takeover. Other than that, you will find me in the occasional one-shot and things like that. I would also like to be the one who is ratting out Cliff for finally getting Twitter.
I have the burb.
And that's it. I'm ceding my time. Over to you, Steve.
This guy's Storyteller Steve. So we got a couple things. We got a merch shop, and we are also collecting money for donations and stuff like that through our Patreon. If you go to our Patreon link, we are trying to get as much money as we can to all the people in all of our shows to pay them for their time. If you can, donate. If you can't, just pass the word along. It only takes $1, and you can see a bunch of our background stuff, a bunch of our stuff that we record of like after game sessions. We generally all have a chill sesh here, and we all just, hang out, shoot the shit, make sure that everybody's okay. We call them our vibe checks. So yeah, come and check that out. Merch shop, and go and check out and make sure you get everybody who's here follows the Rolling D20s crew, which we're going to kick you over to there in just a couple seconds. Martlet Games, River Region Studios. Go follow everybody that we're mentioning here. They're all great games, and we will get you over there in just a few seconds. So thank you again for watching, everybody, and we will see you next week.